Hello guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. I see that a lot of you have been really busy already commenting away from about 12:30. Wow, thank you
Always good to
so
see,
much.
mate. Always good to see.
We'll read a few of them as we go on. Yeah, mate, how you been? Been a little while, obviously, since we've been able to do one. Some amazing results have happened, mate, since then. Yeah, how you been?
Good, mate. Good. Everything's good. And when things are going the way they are with West Ham, it's even better. Really good, mate. How about yourself?
Yeah, brilliant, mate. Let's touch on that Liverpool game. I did a review of it, but what a performance, mate. And it was a good performance because there were so many salty Liverpool fans after that game going, all you did was counter-attack. All you did was set pieces. What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed
Exactly,
to
yeah.
do?
You can't, you're not going to go... Well, this is the thing I was about to say. You're not going to go toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in the world. But then that's exactly what we needed to do. Obviously, we got the early goal. Fantastic. What a start. And then we did what we always do and just dropped and dropped. And we would and I said this at the time, and it just felt like we were just waiting for him to score. You can't let a team play on the edge of your box for 75 minutes and expect them not to score. You can't.
No.
You just can't do that. And we just sat back. They scored. They got the equaliser. But then we came out second half different. We came out attacking again.
Well,
we took the game to him.
Fonel said it, didn't he? Fonel said that Moyes said to him, sit on Fabinho to stop him pinging the balls. And it worked because obviously he got a goal and did he get 2 assists as well, didn't he? Did the first one go down as his assist as well?
Well, no, it was the first one. His assist. The first one was the corner, wasn't it? Was the own goal.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, what a performance and a result. I just would never have expected. I don't think anyone would have expected. And yeah, it was fun watching it. My phone got launched a couple of times during that game.
Definitely, mate. My language was all over the place that game. Just want to say to anyone watching, save some of your questions till later. So just copy and paste that question and put it back in later because obviously we've missed a lot of it. So put that back in later because we will be discussing all the transfer stuff later. What about Zuma, mate, as well in that game? What a goal. What a defender we've signed now. Honestly, we've signed a top player there.
Yeah, and I mean, right from the very start, I was always happy with his signing. He's always had the tools. You can see it. He's big, he's physical, he's pretty quick. He's obviously fantastic in the air. He's got all the tools, mate. It's all there, and he's like you say, he's been a really good signing. But then saying that, I mean, and again, you have to credit Moyes and the coaches. Our whole defense looks good. I'm not worried really when Dawson comes in or when Diop comes in. Obviously, Ogbonna went off injured.
We have
in that
one
game.
negative, Ogbonna, yeah.
Dawson came in. Personally, I probably would have brought Diop in just for a bit more pace, but Dawson came in. He was brilliant.
Yeah,
he was brilliant. We've got I think we've got a really good base there. But yeah, Zuma, brilliant to see him get on the score sheet. They obviously understand.
Ben Johnson, mate, so good against Mane, and kept him quiet, mate.
He's really come on, and you can't drop him at a minute.
No.
You can't. All the hype and all the talk about Soufal, and the timing is so good because Soufal hasn't had the best season this year. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's nice for him to get a little bit of a rest. And
exactly that. Great to see him get a rest, and it's great to say, listen, you're not secure. If you want to get back in the team, you've got to fight for it.
Yeah, mate, you got to be putting in a performance, mate, a top level performance. Good afternoon, hello, mate. I hope you're well, mate, Gatesy. So let's move on to season so far. Then let's have a little talk about that. Could you have wished for much more, mate? If you could pick, where you'd want West Ham to be in Europe, still in the Carabao Cup quarter-final, mate. A last-minute missed penalty against Manchester United, a last-minute loss against Brentford. We're bloody top of the league. Do you know what I mean?
I know, mate. It's crazy. It is. It's obviously, and now you're seeing things like, can we do a Leicester? It's crazy. I know. I don't know.
We have more points than what Leicester had at this stage.
yes. Although I don't
We're
think
not going to win
anyone
the league. We're
really
not
is
going to
that
win the league. We're not going
seriously.
to win the league.
But
We're not
if
going to win the
anyone
league.
who is talking about it, obviously when Leicester won the league, all the other clubs, the big clubs, had really bad seasons. They were in transition periods or whatever. That hasn't happened this year. But I mean, we're up there. I don't know if he's watching, but Bowden obviously has been saying for a couple of weeks we're title contenders. You know, but we're doing better than I ever would have expected.
What I said in my video the other day, mate, is I said, you know, can we win the title? There's two ways to look at the question. Can we win the title? Will we win the title? Yes, we can win it. Will we win it? No. But if we don't win it and aim for it, there's probably a good chance we'll finish fourth. Yeah. So we've that has got to be our target now. You know, you've got to transition your targets. And at the moment, Moyes should be saying, yeah, boys, we can go and win the title. Until we can't win it, we can win it.
You're absolutely right, mate. You are absolutely right. Yeah, you know, that's exactly it. You need to be going for that. You need to be building them up, building the players up, get them thinking they're, you know, and they can, you know, I think beating Liverpool is going to have such an effect on the mentality of the team. They're not going to be scared of anybody now. Nobody. Because all Moyes has to do is say, if you can beat Liverpool the way you did, you can beat anybody.
Yeah.
And the players will believe that.
With the game plan as well, you know, with a manager, if your game plan comes off, that just gives the manager so much power. Like, look, boys, listen, what I'm telling you to do is working. So they're going to play for him and believe him, whatever he puts out there. The Chelsea game does worry me. I have to say, the Chelsea game in a few weeks' time, that does worry me a little bit. But, mate, I said it again in my video yesterday, my favourite performances of the season so far. It's like, it just every week we're going, oh, you know, that Leicester game's a test. Man City game's a test. Man United game's a test. Mate, Liverpool, what was that then? Well, that was, for me, that's we've arrived. This is a statement. We've arrived.
Oh, of course, massively. What were they? How many games unbeaten? 25 games or something?
25, mate. 25 unbeaten.
So, of course, yeah, absolutely massive statement. Massive statement.
Yeah, 100%. Moyes has got us beating teams around us. Now, if we can beat the so-called Big Six more, we can challenge for the top spots and potentially the title. What would you do, mate, if we won it? I don't know what I would do. I don't think I'd watch football anymore. I think that's what I said. I said if we won it, I wouldn't watch football anymore.
That's the peak. That's it.
We're never ever going to do it again. So you might as well stop there. But yeah, what a time to be a West Ham fan in a minute. I had this conversation in work with my mate and said, like, oh, this is the best West Ham team I've ever seen. And he actually turned his nose up. He was like, what, better than Di Canio, Sinclair? Like, they don't play anywhere near the level of football that team did. But this is still, for me, mate, it's the best team. That team. Listen, that's my cult team. That's my, you know, that team
had better individual players. This team is a better unit, if that makes sense. This team's a better unit. That team had better players. I think that's. I see Scott Minto was talking about it on TalkSport, and he said, "Look, he goes, I have to say my team because it had Di Canio, Sinclair, Lampard, Carrick, Cole, blah blah blah." But like you say, mate, this team is a unit, and there's depth. You know, I can't remember the bench off the top of my head of that era. You know, it was probably like, I don't know, Lomas, Moncur. You know, great. You know, decent players, but there's depth in that team now. Like you said, mate, when Oggy went off and Dawson come on, I wasn't worried. I wasn't worried. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. It remains to be seen whether they are or not. What's Duncan, Sam? 17 games, 12 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses. Amazing. Yeah, mate, and there's something more than that. If you go right back to the start of the year, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. If Moyes gets top 8 in the Premier League or wins Europa League, does he become our greatest manager of Premier League era, in your opinion? If Moyes gets top 8 in the Premier League or wins Europa, if he wins Europa League, mate, then he's up there in that conversation, isn't he, with the big boys? Oh, well, I mean, you know, we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago, and I was one of Moyes' biggest critics. I really was. I was one of Moyes' biggest detractors. If you're asking me, not even if he finishes top 8 or wins the Europa League, he is the greatest manager we've had in the Premier League era. He is
in Premier League, yeah, definitely, mate, definitely
in the Premier League era, yeah. Who's better?
Well, no one's won anything. No one's won anything. So straight away, even if he won the Carabao Cup, mate, straight away he's our greatest manager in the Premier League era.
And it makes me so happy to say that, you know, it really does, because I really,
oh yeah, mate, you nothing more want to be proved wrong, mate.
yeah, of course, you know, I was massively on his back. I wasn't happy when he re-signed, when he rejoined the club. I wasn't convinced. I really wasn't. I've always said he's a good manager, but I was never convinced he was the manager to take us to that next level. Wow, has he proved me wrong? Wow, has he proved me wrong? And I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it.
Yeah, mate, yeah. But listen, if he proves you wrong, it means West Ham's doing well, which they are. So, yeah, nothing more than that, mate. That's a very good point. DeCanio and Co got relegated, yeah, but it was, no disrespect, it was Glenn, who, you know, wasn't that great a manager, to be fair, Glenn. Great coach, but not a great manager. Yes, that was the team of greater individuals, but this is better team, which is greater than the sum of its parts. That's definitely right, mate. Redknapp got back-to-back top 8 finishes, so he is probably our best Premier League manager. So at the moment, yeah, I loved Pards though. I did love Pards.
Well, I mean, listen, yeah, if you know, Redknapp,
played nice football under Pards as well. That first season,
Redknapp was, I enjoyed the Redknapp era. You know, because of those players, because
it's our first era. It's our first era.
Yeah, and for us, for our age, you know, yeah, absolutely. But don't tell me Harry Redknapp's a better manager than David Moyes. He's not.
He's won more. David Moyes has never won a trophy.
I don't know. Yeah, that's true. You know, you can't argue that. But I don't.
And
I
David
don't know.
Moyes has never managed properly in the Champions League. He got qualified, but Redknapp obviously has managed Tottenham in the Champions League, and he's won a cup with Portsmouth.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
At the moment, you would say that Harry has got a better.
Okay, that's fair arguments.
Resume.
Fair arguments. Although I still think at this current point in time for West Ham, Moyes has done Moyes has done more.
Yeah.
With what he had.
Yeah.
And then, like you say, Pardew got us to a cup final. You know, a kick away from winning it.
Yeah.
We have, and I like Pards. You know, we have had some decent managers, but I do think that now Moyes is the best.
Well, I'm hoping
the Premier League era.
It becomes a more consistent now. It's not what will show me that we've progressed is that it's not 5 years of bad, 1 year good. 5 year bad, 1 year good. Now it needs to be good, steady, good, steady.
And I'd say there's a very
needs to go. Like,
and I'd say, you know,
there's relegated anymore.
There's a very good chance that David Moyes is going to get us back-to-back top 6 finishes. So, you know,
yeah, 100%, mate.
Going in the right direction, anyway.
Someone's commenting on something else that's different. What's your stance on Tarkowski? Would you take? We'll talk about that because I've got transfers as a section, mate. We're definitely going to cover Tarkowski 100%. One thing Redknapp didn't do is come into the club twice with relegation battles and got them out both times. Yes, good point. Moyes is a better manager for me. Redknapp already had a better squad where Moyes has made a bang average players. Yeah, and with Harry as well, he had an absolutely incredible academy at the time. Like arguably the best academy in the country, barring Man United probably. Yeah, I'm going to carry on season so far, mate. Just touch on Europe. Obviously, last time we did speak as well, we haven't done a podcast since Genk. We're through, mate. We're through. Obviously, we're not definitely top yet. But as me and you said, mate, we was just happy with just qualifying and, we have a few days out and it's a few days out for West Ham fans. But, mate, since that first game, we've looked like a seasoned European team.
Yeah. Yeah. Although you do have to take the group into account. I definitely, you know, when the draw was made, you would 100% say we were put in the easiest group. So I don't want to get too carried away.
I think that Genk result was a good result, mate. I think that Genk result does us a lot of favours. Like what Joe Cole said, Cotton Cole said it as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. You know, it was a bit of a reality check. Maybe we'd started to get a little bit too carried away. Started to you know, be a bit
just going to beat every team. Like, not
exactly. It was a good reality check. And I still think we'll go through top, no problem. I think now, because of that, you know, the next game will take a lot more seriously. I'm very, very happy with how we're doing. Very happy. I still think we'll go through top. And like you say, mate, I was just happy to be in the group stage at all.
Yeah, make up the numbers, mate. Yeah, just happy to be there. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. Obviously, Carabao Cup as well, mate. Quarterfinal coming up very, very soon against Spurs. That's the reward for beating Manchester United and Manchester City.
Mm.
Do you fear Spurs now? Obviously, again, we haven't spoke since Conte's come in, and I know you didn't want Conte to go there. And
No, before, if Nuno was still there, 100% don't fear him at all. With Conte, he's going to be looking at this thinking, right, here's a good start for me. I can win this trophy. And he's a fantastic manager. He's going to make him much more difficult to beat, much more difficult to play against. But they've still got their biggest problem, which is Harry Kane don't want to be there. You know, they've got a decent team.
Well, just go, mate. Like last night, he turns up and bangs an hat-trick. I know it's against Albania, but like, where's that been for Tottenham all season?
He doesn't want to be there, mate. It's so obvious to see. He doesn't want to be there. They've got Kane who doesn't want to be there, looks uninterested. Son is there, probably carrying them
they're starving
at the moment. But apart from that, they're not that great. They're not. They ain't that great. But yeah, I think Conte will make them a lot harder to beat, and it'll be a tough game. It'll be a much tougher game.
Than what it would have been. Yeah, than it would have been. Same with Ollie, mate. Do you know, like, I want Ollie to stay there. As long as Ollie stays there, that door is open for top four, mate. We don't want him to get sacked. We need him to stay there. This is a good question. Who, in your opinion, has been our best player so far, and what are your reasons? It's really difficult to not go the obvious and say Declan Rice. It's really, really hard to not do that because he has just been unbelievable. Like the Everton game sticks out as one of his top forms. It's the first game in Zagreb when he run halfway line. He's definitely up there. Pablo Fornals, I absolutely love him. So, I've got blinkers for him. But yeah, probably him. I think Ben Rama's had a great season as well. Start of the season. Antonio gone through his purple patch and he's gone off a little bit recently. But yeah, I don't know. If I have to stick my neck out, I'd say Rice or Cresswell. What about you, mate? Yeah,
I think Rice has been our best player, for that absolute sort of consistency. He's had maybe, I'm trying to think now, maybe one off game this season, maybe two. But yeah, I mean, he's just been absolutely fantastic. Nearly every game is the best player on the pitch. Fornals phenomenal. We both love Pablo. He's been fantastic this season. He has been absolutely fantastic. The progression he's made since last season. Yeah, I know you've got your shirt now as well, mate. You finally got the shirt. Yes, I know. I'd be wearing it. I bought the. I really didn't want to spend. It was a joke. 80 odd quid, I think it was. £85 to get the away shirt without the sponsor, with the European badge and the European Fornals on the back. Finally got it. It's in the wash. Otherwise, I'd be wearing it now. Yeah, love Pablo. He's been fantastic. Like you say, mate, Ben Rama has really come on. He started looking much better, much more consistent. Yeah. All the centre backs, loads of goal contributions. Bowen's been great this year. Like I say, Johnson's really come on. All the centre backs have been great. Cresswell, incredible. Like you say, Cresswell, the going forward, the delivery, amazing. If he was 5 years younger, he'd be in the England team probably. Oh, yeah. On current form. Form. Just everyone's been there. But yeah, right for me, Rice. Yeah. Just on that on England, mate. Was you a bit surprised that Jared Bowen didn't get a call? Yeah. There's some great players there. Let's not kid ourselves. Sterling, Foden. There's some top players there. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't watch the game. No, I didn't watch. I'm assuming Sancho was in the squad. No, he didn't get picked, mate. His career's going down the pan, mate. Oh no, that's good. I'm glad that he didn't get picked because I was going to say it'd be a joke if he got picked in front of Bowen on current form. So who did they take as attacking players? I think Greenwood, Rashford, Smith Rowe got in, didn't he? The Arsenal guy, young boy. I mean, I would say I really like. He's third in the league, and yeah, I really rate the team. Mason Greenwood. I really rate Mason Greenwood. He's good player. But Bowen on form should be in front of him.
Yeah.
It's surprising, especially because everyone's been bigging him up. Liverpool have been bigging him up, getting him in the press a little bit. Yeah, I am surprised. I'm surprised. I think it will come. I think it will come. I think he'll get the call.
On the internationals, just before I carry on, obviously, I don't know if you see it, mate. Nico Antonio got his first goal for Jamaica last night. It was a good goal, actually, as well. Really good goal. Run all the way.
I haven't seen the goal. But
it's on Twitter. It's a really good goal. Like, he dinks it over the... I think Ben Rama got his first goal for Algeria as well. So, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Here's a question. How many points do you expect to get our next 4 games? And then I did ask him, what are the next 4 games? Wolves, City and Brighton. Wolves, a bit more resurgent. They've sort of, found their form back again. Some big players coming back. But that's a game we've got to be winning. We've got to be winning that game. City, free hit. But if you win that game again, God knows. Huge game. Could be third versus second again. Brighton, I think we can do them. They're a bit of a bogey team, though. I've been over the years. It's been a bit of a bogey team, that has. And Chelsea, that's a huge game. It's a huge game. Let me think. 3.
For me, I'd say 6 points we 5. Need to be aiming for. If we 6-6, if we beat Brighton and Wolves, I think 7 would be fantastic. If we get 7 points from those 4 games, beat Wolves and Brighton and get a point out of City and Chelsea, that'd be very, very good.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough though. It's gonna be a tough little test. That Kent says, I fancy us massively versus Spurs. Spurs versus Nuno. Spurs versus Conte is more of a 50-50 game. I agree with you, mate. I totally agree with you. I'd say Fornals has upped his game massively. He can literally do everything. He also impressed with Bowen this season, massively improved. I think Rice is a given. Fornals has upped his game. Loads of people saying Fornals and Zuma as well. I see that, mate. Antonio got his first goal for the Reggae Boys. And how do is that Jim Carrey? How do lads? It seems David Moyes has waken up a beast in our club, and I'm loving it. I agree, mate. I absolutely agree. Let's go on to the next one, mate. I think it's worth saying. But it's not so much a takeover; it's investment, and let's say investment. It has gone through, and as we said, mate, that's how it does go through. None of this going on TalkSport and getting a geezer on Twitter to talk about it. Great news for the club. Great news for the club. What's your opinions on it, mate? Because I know you're not as... You're still a little bit sceptical from what you said.
No. So I'm not sceptical with the new owner or the takeover. Yes, it's an investment, but I think it's very clear this is an investment that will lead to a full takeover in 2023 when that penalty ends. The only thing I'm skeptical about is I see a lot of people seem to be getting very excited now about January, thinking we've got 150 million to spend. We haven't. That money paid off the dets. As far as I'm aware,
it's going to be 50 million. Apparently, we are going to get 50 though.
We probably would have had close to that anyway. The 150, as far as I'm aware, the 150 million has gone in and cleared the debts. I'm pretty sure now that we have got no outstanding debts. We're a debt-free club,
which is great.
Which is fantastic.
Because again, you know what that does? That starts off a new thing of 3 years, because I believe it's 3 years and then you have to show financial fair play that you've spent or something. So it sort of evens the book out again to go and spend in
it's obviously a great thing. And obviously, if we're not paying down loans, there is more money for transfers and for things like that. But I don't want to see people getting too carried away thinking, oh, this is it now, we've got all this money to spend, let's go and buy this player. It's not like that. It's not like that. It's, and even when a full takeover comes, it will come, this guy's not crazy rich.
No, he is worth 4 billion, but 4 billion
he's worth a lot more than all of us. But in terms of Premier League,
it's sort of like average now.
In terms of Premier League owners, it's not a huge amount of money.
No, not when you said Newcastle's 500 billion and Man City's 30 odd billion. And when you look at what he's done, the positives is he seems to be a football man. He's not in it as a purely businessman to make money. He is a football man. It'd be really interesting to see what happens. I just hope we're run more professionally as a club.
That's it.
Yeah, and I hope that, like I say, that it stops that fear of relegation, and this guy, the good thing with this guy is he's going to come in and want to return on the investment. He's not just going to want to let it dwindle. And hopefully he goes, right, every year, go on, yeah, we will give it a go every year. We will back the manager every year and try and improve every year. Rob Newman's come in, a new scout came in as well last week. All good things at the moment, all good things around the club at the minute, thankfully. But yeah, it's exciting stuff, mate. Centre-back issue. Is your preferred option to promote an academy player, let's say Alessi Baptiste, or get a proven Premier League player, or dip into the Championship? This is a good one to go into. I was going to say go into transfers now, mate, obviously with that new budget potentially. I think we should go and get Tarkowski. I really do. The reason being, I know they're still going to offer Ogbonna a contract. Ogbonna is 33, 34. I think it's back to that Areola situation of you've already solving a problem before it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
I would like Tarkowski. Can you imagine Tarkowski and Zuma together?
Yeah.
That's a bloody good defence.
Definitely. And you're right. And, the worrying thing with Ogbonna, I don't know if any more details have come out, but was it a tear? I know he did his ACL.
Sure, mate. I think the fact that he could walk is a really good sign. And the fact that he played on is a really good sign as well.
If he needs surgery, that could be
could be career over, yeah.
Done, yeah, that could be him done if he needs surgery. Let's hope he doesn't. Let's hope it's not that. But yeah, like you say, he's not getting any younger, and we do need someone else to come in. Obviously, Diop.
And that's even if he wouldn't have got injured, mate. Even if he wouldn't have got injured within a year or two or 18 months, you probably would be going, okay, we need a new centre back.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, we've got Diop there. I would still like to see Diop come through, but yes, linked with the likes of Tarkowski. We have got good players, rated players in the academy, and we've got a decent number of centre backs at the minute. So I don't know. It'd be interesting. Apparently, centre back is a priority in January.
Apparently, he wants to come, mate. Apparently, he wants to come, Tarkowski, as well.
He didn't want to come in the summer. But apparently he wants to come now. That's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is funny, isn't it? Yeah. And, obviously,
the only thing is
Newcastle is going to be our competition for most of the players that we want.
I think the only thing with Tarkowski is he's out of contract in the summer.
Yeah.
How much are they going to want to sell him for? Well,
how much would you pay? How much would you pay for him?
I wouldn't pay hardly anything because we can get him for free in the summer.
If he wants to come that bad.
Yeah, I've seen numbers of like 20 million being thrown around. 20 million for a player with 6 months on his contract. The thing is they don't want to sell him. He's worth more to them to try and keep him up than to sell him. So they'll play hardball. I don't see this one having legs because of that. Just because he's only got 6 months on his contract. Yeah.
I'm just going to go through the comments before we come back to that. Hopefully we can get 2 or 3 players in January. I'm impressed by the investment. Has been done cautiously optimistic, but that's the old school West Ham fan in me speaking. Nice to see more members of Golden Sullivan's family have joined the West Ham board to make sure they still hold the power balance. We are a different team from previous years, so I think the history books should be ignored. That's a good one. Yeah, history books are there to be rewritten as well, mate. One of them is David Gold's granddaughter. How old is she? Someone said we may have around 51 to 71 million, very specific, 51 and 71 pound for the transfer window. I hope so, mate.
Well, the thing is if you say for January and the summer, maybe combined, we're not going to have 50 to 70 million in each window. Maybe. I was just going to say, 50 to 70 million for January and summer combined. Yeah, maybe. But then, we'd be expecting that kind of money no matter if this guy hadn't come in. Do you know what I mean? It's not. I don't think we're going to see spending off of the back of this guy's investment. Like, let's not get too carried away.
There's another question.
I was just going to say the way we have been doing it is working, so it's fine. We don't need to spend big crazy money.
You don't. There's players out there, but then here's a question, mate, that I ask you now, which I should have asked you a few minutes ago. What does this mean for Declan Rice now? I know we seem to ask this question every week, but this investment's coming. He must be looking around the club now. He must be looking around going, yeah, something's changing here. This is not what it was 2 years ago.
Big time.
you know, even if we don't get Champions League this year, do you think potentially they could make him stay?
Yeah,
I wouldn't
definitely.
sell him. I just wouldn't sell him. I wouldn't sell him. It doesn't come across the sort of player that would kick up a fuss. I hope I'm
No,
not made to eat my words in 6 months, 7 months
no, I
time.
don't think so. And like you say, things have changed. Things have changed since we were having this conversation last time. Things have changed, and he's going to look at the club and think. And everyone's saying it now. Everyone's saying West Ham's a club that's going somewhere. Feels like a club that's on the brink of something special. He's going to want to be. He's going to want to be a part of that. You know, he'll be next year. He'll be full on captain. Why not lead West Ham to glory if it feels like that's the way it's going, and be an absolute legend at the club?
Mate, if he wins anything this year or within the time that he stays, he will be more of a legend at West Ham than going and winning 3 Premier Leagues at Chelsea. Because at Chelsea, yeah, okay, they remember John Terry, Frank Lampard, but did they have loads of conversations about, oh, do you remember Michael Ballack? Do you remember Michael Essien? And Robin and Damien Duff that first year they won it. Like, that's what he'll become. He'll just become like that product. Yeah, great to have all the medals, but you win one thing at West Ham that will mean a whole more than 3 or 4 Champions League. Not 3 or 4 Champions League, but like a Premier League. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Do you guys think the new owner and his rich wife would want to eventually buy the stadium and redo it?
Well, they're not married for a start.
No, they're just with each other, aren't they?
And she's one of 4 kids, so I don't know. Like, she wouldn't get all the money. Again, this is things I've seen. This guy's worth many billions. And then even then, like, I don't think she's going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to plough all this money into West Ham Football Club.
Yeah, I want to buy nice clothes and.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Will they eventually buy the stadium and redo it? I think they will take the lease. What that means they'll do with the stadium in the future, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I see. Apparently, I see on Hammer's chat saying about a lot of Slavia Prague fans ain't actually that happy, with what he's done with their club. But one thing I will say is Slavia Prague, no disrespect to them, obviously they're Champions League, they're in it more than we are. Are they as attractive as a Premier League club in terms of when you're looking to buy big players and better players?
I think the problem is they were the biggest team in the country. They were winning titles, and I think since he took over, they've won it once in 10 years, which is for them shocking.
Yeah.
I think the problem is Sparta Prague, and it is their big rivals. I think they had Chinese investment who came in and just basically was like Man City, and then they started winning the league every year. And I think their fans are more upset because they used to be the top dog. They used to be the club that won it every year. Now they're not. So the only worrying thing is I saw criticism saying that he brings his mates in to be like director of football and stuff rather than maybe changing it when it's not working. That's a little bit of a worry. But I don't know. Like you say, it is a whole different prospect owning a Premier League club than, like you say, no disrespect to them. Yes, like you say, they're in Europe Champions League, but it's a whole different thing. It's a whole different ball game when it comes to the Premier League. Yeah,
West Ham, are huge in terms of, the football world. Great to see when we've got an adult on the ball now that doesn't scream to the media, although to their credit, they're quieting down recently. Yeah, and old lady Karen, she does her article, but she does not mention West Ham anymore.
I reckon that's got a lot to do with this.
Yeah,
this would have been going on for a long time. This would have been going on for months. This would have been in the works. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if there were conditions that he said, yeah, all right, I'll come and I'll give you your investment, but you need to shut up. You need to stay out the media. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it's part of a deal, yeah. Tarkowski's wife apparently hated London when he played for Brentford, David Unsworth and Javier Margus, yeah. Valid point, mate. That will definitely have his interest peaked, but it's what the club does from now that's important. If we want Dex, we have to put the money where our mouth is. I agree, mate. Loads of comments. Thanks, guys. Do you think the youngsters at the club could save us millions in the next few years? You never know. You never know unless they get a chance. You never know. I'm hoping that Zagreb game, the last game in the group, We might see Baptiste, we might see an Alessi, we might see an Ashby. Not all of them at once, but yeah, there's some top players in there, mate. There isn't there? There's some top players in there.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I was distracted by the comments there.
Yeah, I know, mate. Yeah, I'm looking through myself.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. You know, we've got some really high-rated youngsters coming through. I'm all for it. You know, definitely bring them through. You know, see what they can do, and hopefully, like you say, they'll save us a fortune. That's what you want. You want to see the players coming through.
What's he say? Has anyone seen a story about Kretinsky looking to get involved in sorting out the lack of movement with the naming rights of London Stadium? Yeah, mate. That's something that obviously has never been done as well, isn't it? All little things like that.
I will say, to be fair, and I can't believe I'm even going to say this, but Brady did offer the OLDC. She has offered them for West Ham to take on that side of things previously. This happened a couple of years ago. She said, we'll take on, let us go and find a naming rights partner, let us organise it, let us get us sorted. Do you remember, it was a few years ago, a deal was practically agreed with, was it Virgin? And then it literally fell through.
Was it Vodafone?
Yeah, it fell through at the last second. And after that, I think that really wound the club up. After that, the club did go to the OLDC and say, listen, let us do this. Let us go and find a naming rights partner. And they didn't. They said no. They wouldn't have it. But that's probably because they don't want to work with Gold, Sullivan and Brady. Hopefully, this new guy will have a bit more luck.
A bit more savvy, so back on the transfers, mate. Let me just change that banner just so don't... there we go. Let's put it to that. So we talked about Tarkowski, mate. Who else? Jesse Lingard. Yes, for me. I know we keep talking about it, but it's a yes. It's got to get done for me. It's that touch of magic. Everyone keeps saying he didn't want to come. As we say every week, mate, I want to play with Ronaldo. He's my best mate. I get to go around his house, play with his toys. Do you know what I mean? Lingard is a must. It's that sprinkle of dust. It's that magic that he's got. We see it against us, mate. That goal he scored against us, it's that. What we just would give us that little bit more.
Yeah, I agree. Get it done. He's a proven player for us. You know, we know
in all of that stuff as well.
He knows the club. Good. The word has completely disappeared from my brain. Good sort of with the. Now I can't talk at all. My brain just went. No,
but also, you know what it does? It's another one of those sends a message to Declan Rice. You know, if you went and got Tarkowski, Lingard, and another player we'll talk about in a minute is Hojsek, what does that say to Declan Rice? You know, if you go and get them in. Yeah,
no, definitely. And my brain has just gone now. I can't even talk. Let's go back to basics. Lingard, yes. Lingard, yes.
No, we need him though, don't we? We do. You know, sometimes you look at our bench. You know, their front three are amazing. You know, Ben Rama, Fornals, and Bowen. No disrespect to Lanzini, though, mate. And I know you love him. I love him, but he ain't got it no more. He ain't. He hasn't. You know, it's in a Premier League game. I'll say he can do it in the Europa League. He can maybe do it in the Carabao Cup. He did it at Old Trafford. But I look at the bench and I go, no, there's nothing that's scaring me on that bench.
Yeah, Lingard.
Obviously, Ben Rama's going to African nations in January.
Yeah, I was going to say Lingard would be great for that. If we get him in, I still think we desperately need a striker. I think that's the biggest thing. You know, you talk about looking at our bench during the game. For me, the biggest glaring thing is we haven't got a striker to bring off the bench. If Antonio's not working, or we want to try something different, we keep shifting Bowen up front, or we bring on Yarmolenko to play up front. You know, I think that's an area we really need to prioritise. Those three, really. You know, if you look at a centre back, an attacking midfielder, and a striker, really, those are the areas we really need to be prioritising.
Left back. Maybe I think we can survive till the summer.
That's what I mean. I'm talking about in January. Left back, obviously, we need to look at in the summer.
So what about on strikers then, mate? Obviously, Adam Hojsek. Obviously, you know, it should be an easier deal now. I'm not going to say it's going to be a cheaper deal because he won't obviously want to upset the Slavia Prague fans. And it needs to be a good deal for both clubs. But I think it happens now. Maybe not in January, but I think it happens now.
There's obviously a much bigger chance of it. Yeah, and absolutely. If I can't say I've seen like tons of this guy play, but if he's one that's been identified by Moyes and Moyes thinks he's a player who's going to come in and do the business, yeah, absolutely, go and get him. And like you say, this is just going to make it easier to do now. We've got that relationship.
Yeah. If we did buy Lingard, it would allow us to play Bowen centrally if Antonio is injured or needs a rest. Here's one for you. Obviously, he scored against us the other day. Origi as a bench option player, yes or no?
As a bench option player, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
As someone who's going to come in and score, 20 goals a season, no. Although you've got to think like, how much is he going to want? What money is he on? I don't know. But as a player to come off the bench, yeah, definitely.
What else would you like then, mate? In terms of if you could name a player, who would you want? Who do you think? Obviously, we discussed Lingard, but who would be like, okay, we should go and get him. We should go and get that bloke.
Honestly, mate, I don't know, because we're in a stage now where I genuinely don't know what players are realistic for us anymore. I really don't. We're going to be a weird proposition at the minute. We are a team that feels like we're going places. We just beat Liverpool. What
about El
Nesri? Really well in the league.
El Nesri in the summer. Would El Nesri be looking at West Ham and now thinking, actually?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But I would now
looking at him for 2 years, haven't we? We've probably been looking at him for 2 years now.
I would now be looking at him though, thinking, is he one that we really want to go and get, or are there better options out there for 40 odd £million that was being touted 2 years ago? Would I, if you ask me right now, would I pay that money for him now? No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. Who would I go and get instead? I don't know.
No, I don't know. I'll tell you a player I do love, mate, at Crystal Palace. He's not a striker. I'd love that Conor Gallagher at West Ham. What a player he is. What a player. But again, they're never going to sell to us because of the Declan Rice stuff. Right, let's go through. We're going to wrap this up soon, guys. We've got a few more minutes. Did you hear that if the government banned a gambling sponsor, we could be sponsored by one of Kretensky's American companies? Very interesting. If we don't get anyone, we do a march. If we go for Origi and Liverpool won't sell us Bowen, goes the other way, would you still do it? If we go for Origi,
no way.
No, mate, not at all.
Swap Origi for Bowen, absolutely no chance.
Luke, you are so wrong about Lanzini. He is back to his best and deserves to put him to start. No, I'm not. I just don't think he's there. I just don't think it's there anymore, mate. I don't. And I love the geezer. Love the geezer.
He's not the player that he was before the injury, when he was about to go to the World Cup and play with Messi. He's not. But he is like, there's a reason why when we need to control a game, Moyes is bringing him off the bench, because he's a player that he's so good on the ball under pressure. He really is. Like, he's a player you can really rely on under pressure on the ball.
I'm not saying I would sell him, because that's the next question I was going to ask him.
I really do.
He's not one I would sell. I'm just saying we need better options than him.
I think the way that he's played, I agree. I think he does deserve a start. I think depending on what happens,
for who?
That's the question. There's no one you can drop at the minute. There's no one you can drop at the minute. If we don't get anybody, if Lingard doesn't come in January, say, then I reckon Lanzini will be the one to step in when Benrahma goes off to the AFCON.
So there's the next question I was going to ask you, mate. Like I say, I wouldn't sell Lanzini, but who would you sell in January? I see an article. The only reason I ask is because I see an article and they said that West Ham should sell Yarmolenko, Fredericks.
I would sell Yarmolenko. I would sell Yarmolenko. I would sell Fredericks. I wouldn't sell Masuaku just because he's too good to watch. And if we did sell him, we've literally got no cover. Well, I suppose Johnson can play on that side, but then if we sell Fredericks as well, we can't afford to be selling Fredericks and Masuaku. Yarmolenko, I would sell. I like Yarmolenko, but let's be honest, he's not up to that standard.
And he's on a lot of dough.
Yeah, he's on a lot of money. Fredericks has done really well when he's played this season. He's done really well, but at the minute he's third choice. So, he's one we could let go. But I wouldn't sell Masuaku because I enjoy watching him too much.
If we do sign Lingard, we won't sign him. I can't see him signing until the 22nd of January when we play Man United away until after. Feelings of Mass being allowed to leave if bids come in. We just discussed that, mate.
Defensively, he is poor, but I've argued this for forever. Masuaku is not a defender. He's not a defender. A push is a wing back. He should be playing higher up the pitch.
Just getting through here. For me, Lanzini has been done since 2017. He's fine in Europa, though. Who do you think we need to see the back of?
Just talking about.
We just discussed that, mate. Sorry, guys. I'm literally catching up with the comments, so I do apologise. I prefer Lanzini. No, I agree.
You won't get an argument out of Luke there.
No, I agree. I agree with that. Mark Noble, again, legend of the club.
He is. Don't put it in quotes. He is.
And then, but shouldn't be anywhere near the football team anymore. It should be nowhere near that 11 anymore. Nowhere near it.
No. Obviously,
nowhere near it. Still Randolph, yes. Arthur, Ant, Yarmolenko to go, and Yarmolenko. Sorry, Ken. Yarmolenko.
Yeah, Yarmo Fredericks.
Given their lack of game time, should we bring Coventry, Odebeku, and Alves? Yeah, I can't say I know too much about that, Gatesy, mate. I didn't know that they weren't playing, but yeah, if they're not playing, then you might as well bring them back. That under-23 team's doing well. Obviously, they were kicked out of the old bloody Papa John's trophy because they did a Manny on my Wimmy. I don't know if you read that, mate.
I did, yeah.
Sent off player or something, isn't it?
That was Baptiste, wasn't it? Was it Baptiste?
Yeah, it was.
He had two yellows. He was suspended.
Yeah.
He was suspended and we played him anyway.
We can't bring players in on big money. It will upset the squad. And what's your thoughts on Vlasic and Crow? That's a good question. Good question, actually. 15 games in, mate. Vlasic and Crow, I'll let you start, go on.
Crow we haven't seen enough of. I don't know what's going on there. Apparently he was ill, but we haven't seen enough of him to really say anything. Vlasic, let's be straight. He's been disappointing. He's for me for the money. What?
For the money, yeah. I'll give you that for the money, yeah.
For the money, he's been really disappointing. But I don't want to write him off because, like I say, we saw it with Fornals, we saw it with Ben Rama. We need to give players time.
There's something the money, there. There is something there, but I think again, it's that like what we're saying with Lanzini, mate, about him playing him. Who's he going to come in for? He needs a run of games, but who's he going to play for?
I think the problem is when he has come in, I don't know what position he's really been playing. I don't know what his natural position is. He doesn't look like a striker. He doesn't look like a winger.
There's a bit of Arnie about him, though. There is a bit of Arnie about him.
But he hasn't got that presence.
No, he hasn't got the presence, though. No.
He hasn't got, like, Arnie's 6'4". He hasn't got that height. He hasn't got the build. He hasn't got the strength. He hasn't got the swagger. I don't know. It seems weird because Moyes must have had an idea when he signed him what he wanted him to do. But when he's played, it just looks like I don't know where he's supposed to be playing or what he's supposed to be doing. I don't know. Like I say, for the money we paid for him, he's been disappointing. Most people probably forgot we even signed him.
Yeah, I'd like to see him, though. I would like to see him. Yeah,
but
definitely.
Yeah, we do need to give him time.
Yeah, I thought Crow did well at Man United at Old Trafford. I don't understand why we haven't seen him since, unless he's been chatting up Moyes' daughter. I've got high hopes for Vlasic. I heard that it's more 20 million than 30 million. Afternoon. We only had 19 million. The rest was add-ons for Vlasic. I think Crow looked okay, but Vlasic for me isn't good enough. I wouldn't say he isn't good enough yet because we've seen it with Ben Rama last year. But yeah, there's a good team there. Ask us anything now, guys. We're going to go for 5 minutes. We're going for 49 minutes, so we'll go for another 5 minutes. Ask us anything. Yeah, mate, I did see something on Talkbook that I wanted to talk about. I sent it to you on WhatsApp yesterday, mate, as a little bit of fun. Who is your top 5, mate, animated characters, mate? I know it's right off topic. Like we just talked about West Ham.
Yeah, completely off topic. Top 5 animated characters. Number 1 for me is 100% Genie from Aladdin, the original, not that Will Smith rubbish. Yeah, Robin Williams, Genie from Aladdin, number 1. Such a good character.
He was so funny, 2, actually. He's my number 2.
So funny. My number 2, Homer Simpson from classic Simpsons.
He was my number 3.
I did think about him, mate, and after that, it's really difficult. Really difficult. I don't know, and I'll be honest.
I thought of a few more last night. I thought of another one.
Most
number 5, Inspector Gadget.
Oh yeah. Most of what I watch is cartoons. I don't watch normal telly much. I'm a big kid. I love cartoons.
I put Pinky and the Brain in there as well. Pinky and the Brain at number 4.
See, I love all these characters. If you're talking about the Animaniacs, for me it'd be the Good Feathers pigeons.
Oh yeah, genius.
I love them.
Genius. How is your school football team doing? Have you got any academy players? We have, mate. There's a young lad. Obviously, I'm not going to say his name, but he's in the Crystal Palace youth team, and he is absolutely sensational. Sensational footballer. Sensational. Scooby Doo's number 1. Captain Caveman. I like Sparky from
Frank and Weenie. You remember that?
We are massive Simon Jordan dates. Yeah. Who else did I say? Yeah, Homer Simpson. I agree with you.
Well, if you're going back to the old, like when we were kids, like you say, when we were kids, then you got your Turtles, your Ghostbusters. Loved them. He-Man, Thundercats.
Yeah. Wait, let me just get rid of that, mate. Yeah. So, what are you looking forward to, mate? Coming up, I see West Ham Fan TV talk about this. This is what I'm going to say. Obviously, next week, mate, anyone of our generation, wherever you've been, Ghostbusters is coming out next week, mate. Me and you, mate, that's probably our favourite film of all time, barring maybe Back to the Future. It's a toss-up between the two, probably. How you feeling about it?
Bill and
Ben. You're showing your age, mate.
Yeah.
Andy Pandy as well. How do you feel about Ghostbusters, mate? How are you feeling about that?
I don't know. I'm scared to get like you say, mate. I can't wait to go and see it. I pretend the last film doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't exist. 2006.
Yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to going and seeing it. But part of me still thinks I'm going to be disappointed. I hope I'm not. I hope not.
The trailers have been incredible. The last trailer, obviously, when you hear Bill Murray's voice, just done me, mate. Totally done me. West Ham Fan TV are going to watch it on Thursday. And they're doing a review on the Friday, like as part of their Friday night pint. We should do something like that, like talk about it.
Well, I'm going to see it. You're going to see it on Friday.
It's Friday. You're going to see it Saturday.
I'm going to see it on Saturday.
Talk about it Sunday, yeah. Favorite cartoon right now, Samurai Champloo.
What the hell is that?
I don't know what that is.
Samurai Champloo.
Mr. Ben.
I haven't heard that one.
Ben.
Oh, Mr. Ben, what guy?
Only 12 episodes of that, I believe.
He was a G.
Something ridiculous. They will ruin Ghostbusters like they do with a Reach, mate. Look at the new Matrix.
Oh, mate. Talk about, have you seen the, I'm pretty sure I sent it to you, the trailer for the new I'm Alone film? Oh, my God. What?
Don't start me off, mate, because that, again, I will argue, that's the best kid, for me, that's the best kids film ever made. Home Alone. No.
I saw the trailer. I was like, at first, if anyone hasn't seen it, right, I think it's a Netflix one, but it's a proper Home Alone film. It looks when I saw the trailer first, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a parody film, like Scary Movie or something, but it's not. It's serious. Oh God, yeah, that's the only thing. It is. It's Stranger Things, the film with Ghostbusters added in.
Yeah.
But Stranger Things is brilliant. So
it's
hopefully...
Friday, the new Ghostbusters film is 72% on Rotten Tomatoes. Is a good question. Oh, it's not a question. Sorry, it's just a little statement there. I'm going to see Back to the Future at West End next month. You're very lucky, mate. I would love to go and see that. I would love to go and see it.
There's another one that came out, or I saw a review for yesterday, was the new cut of Rocky 4.
Oh, yeah. No, that does look good. That does look good.
I do want to watch that. Apparently, they've cut out all the rubbish, like the robot. Happy birthday, Paulie. Apparently, they've cut all that out. I'm looking forward to seeing that. That'd be quite good. There's quite a lot of films coming. There's tons of films out at the minute.
Oh, mate, yeah. Again, I'm a Marvel geek, so I absolutely can't wait for Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man, I can't wait. I can't wait for Spider-Man at all. What's he say? Yeah, good chat, Paul. I'm really looking forward to Series 4. Yogi Bear. That's a great West Ham song, that. Yogi Bear. Yogi. We used to sing that at Lord Stanley with Mad Andy. If anyone knows Mad Andy from the West Ham community, bit of a legend down at Lord Stanley. Yeah, I think I'll wrap it up there, mate. Yeah, good times, mate. Good times to be a West Ham fan.
Couldn't
I
be
believe
better.
sorry, mate.
Couldn't be better. Couldn't
No,
be
mate,
better.
it really couldn't. I believe we're only about 4 away now from 3,600, which is fantastic. Again, I want to hit 4K. I want to get to 4K. It'd be nice to hit that soon. But yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Oh yeah, Robert Pattinson's Batman as well.
That Batman looks really good. That does look really good,
interesting. I will give you that. Yeah, and Jackass, I just love Jackass. It's just fun. Oh, what a show that was! Catch the pigeon.
Catch the pigeon. God, do you remember that?
Luke, have a look on Disney Plus. Trailer for the new film series is coming out. I Am Groot. I love that kid. Great show, gents. Thanks a lot. Gatesy, we have to get you on one time, mate. Definitely. We have to get you on, mate. You're a good lad, mate. I'll get you on in a couple of weeks. Please like the stream. I will do. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for liking it. Thank you so much for hanging around for the whole show. Until next time, guys, come on, you irons. Keep believing. Let's go.
Cheers.